Well, you're not reading tonight?
Samuel, come here. Listen. The guards, they're singing.
Well, they're probably drunk.
Perhaps. But they are content. How can they be content with their small lives? Their miserable jobs?
I mean, they have wives to go home to. What do we got? Huh? No offense.
We have ambition.
Oh.
And when we get out of here, that ambition will take us to places these idiots cannot even imagine.
Yeah, well, amen to your optimism.
What will you do when you get out, Samuel?
That's if I get out of here. I'm sure you can imagine.
I can. But I want to hear you say it.
I will find the greatest pirate treasure of all time, which I am sure you are sick of hearing about by now.
Oh, no. The tale of Henry Avery and his 400 million in jewels and gold has become a sweet lullaby for me. Do you really think you can find it?
Given the opportunity? Absolutely.
Ambition. What is that Avery quote?
I am a man of fortune, and I must seek my fortune.
I like how he thinks.
What the hell was that?
The opportunity of a lifetime.
Señor Alcázar, un gusto verlo.
Sáqueme de aquí.
Whoa.
¿Qué hacemos con él?
Samuel, are you ready to seek your fortune?
Yeah.
Vámonos.
Hey, what's up everyone? PersNikity here. Welcome back to the Uncharted 4 Crushing Difficulty walkthrough, and we are moving on to Chapter 5, Hector Alcazar. So, I said already once that this game jumps around a lot, and this is going to be another jump. At the end of Chapter 4, we were in present time, and Sam reappeared into Drake's life, and Drake had thought he was dead for like 15 years. And so Sam, he tells him, no, actually I wasn't dead, this is what happened. And so Chapter 5 is him telling the story of what happened in jail, or basically where he's been this whole time, or how he got out of prison. So the cool thing about this chapter is that we get to play as Sam instead of Drake, or I should say instead of Nathan, since they're both Drakes. So we get to play as Sam, which is really cool, and we get to meet this character Hector Alcazar, who is basically a big South American drug lord. Now, the thing that I've been saying this whole walkthrough is that the game starts off slowly. Luckily, that kind of ends here, so this is our real first taste of actual gunfight combat. Unfortunately, as I've also been saying in every video, and I'll probably end up saying it in every video of this walkthrough, this game is just loaded with cutscenes. In my opinion, there are way too many of them, and in fact, to prove that, take a look at this video. This video is going to be about 18 to 19 minutes long, and 10 of those minutes are cutscenes. The remainder is the only bit of gameplay. But, you know, enjoy what you can. And so this is going to be a pretty fun chapter. We got to escape out of this prison. You're basically just going to be killing some prison guards. Now, the good news is, since this level is really early on in the game, you could see I'm being a bit more cautious than I need to be. I was trying to be clever here and shoot the enemies from this stairwell. You actually don't want to do this, because if you do this, the enemies will keep spawning. So what you're actually going to want to do is run out and take cover somewhere in this building. So in a second I'm going to realize that, and that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, so you see right here, now I'm going to run out, take cover, and that's when the enemies spawn. And these enemies on the top right here, if those enemies don't spawn, well then you're not going to be able to get through the section. So you are in fact going to want to come into this area here. I'll be showing you tips and strategies, showing you tips and strategies throughout this walkthrough. The main thing is the method of alternative cover. So we haven't actually gotten to use this yet, but alternative cover is basically a alternative version of taking cover. So usually what the game wants you to do is this. It wants you to press circle near some sort of object and take cover behind it, and that means you're physically ducking behind this object and using it to protect you from bullets. Alternative cover is what you see me doing here. I'm standing behind a corner and I'm rotating my camera so that I can shoot the enemies without them being able to shoot me. Now, this works because when you're taking aim, as long as your reticle is focused on an enemy, you will make contact. But the cool thing is, this is what you do in the first 3 Uncharted games when you're playing on Brutal. You hide behind corners, and if you rotate, it takes a bit of practice, it takes some getting used to, but if you rotate that camera correctly, you can actually kill enemies without them being virtually able to kill you, because even though your reticle is on them, according to their perspective, you're behind the wall and they can't shoot you. So it's a little nifty way to get around this game on the hardest difficulty. It's something you're going to see a lot of. But one thing I noticed, I don't know if this is just my imagination or not, but the game seems to get harder as you progress. So these first couple of chapters, even though you are on the hardest difficulty, it's actually not that hard. And that's probably on purpose. They just want to kind of, you know, toss you into it gently. And then also, as you progress through the game, you start to fight tougher enemies. And what I mean by that is they're not actually physically tougher, it's just that they have better armor and better weapons. And so that makes them a lot harder. And one thing I noticed about Uncharted 4 is that in these firefights, they actually designed the maps to make it harder to survive. And a part of that is, I think they actually designed these maps to make it harder to use alternative cover. Because you'll notice throughout this walkthrough, there are a lot of areas where you just can't really use alternative cover. You have to use traditional cover. Now that being said, that's okay, because crushing difficulty is not brutal difficulty. Crushing, you know, this game has its challenges, but it is nowhere near as hard as the first 3 games on brutal. I would say that this game here probably has 6 to 8 really tough sections, and that's it. The rest of the game is just a breeze, and that's an honest opinion. There were only a handful of moments where I really struggled with completing my walkthrough, but as for the rest of the game, it was all relatively simple. So at least you have that to look forward to. Now you're going to come to this room here, and you're going to get kind of flanked by all these enemies. They're going to come at you from straight ahead. They're going to come at you from the right. I found that the best place to stand is right here in this corner. You can get a pretty good view on everyone without exposing yourself to too much damage. And then again, you see here, I'm just going to show you more of this method of alternative cover. I am standing behind this pillar. I'm not actually physically taking cover behind the pillar. I'm just standing behind the pillar, and I'm rotating my camera so that I can shoot these guys without them really being able to shoot me. And of course, if they do start shooting you, you know, this Uncharted is a game where you do not have a health meter. Instead, it's more of the Call of Duty fashion, where the more you get shot, your screen turns red, and if you get shot too many times, of course, you'll die. But if you get shot and your screen starts to turn red and black and white, as long as you take cover and just hang out for a couple seconds, then your health will automatically regenerate. Now we're reaching near, or at least we're getting close to the end of this chapter. Like I said, even though the video is long, the actual chapter is very short. There's only a small amount of gameplay to be had here. Now you're going to come to this giant courtyard. You're not going to have to worry about fighting these guys, so don't even try to take out the turret. Don't even try to take out the soldiers. Just inch your way up. You can see all these piles of cinder blocks. I'm going to take cover behind this one, then I'm going to creep up to the next one. I am going to kill the guy that's right in front of me just to make sure he doesn't kill me. But you'll notice I'm using blind fire practically the whole way. I'm not going to actually pop up and shoot these guys. And then once you get up far enough, you just got to be patient, as Alcazar says, and then boom, this guy will come over here with the RPG, and then goodbye, Mr. Turret. And there you go. That's pretty much the end of the chapter. Now you just got to, I think that's the end anyway. You just got to follow Alcazar, and you're going to come to yet another courtyard. I think there's going to be a couple enemies here, but you don't actually have to worry about killing them. The computer will kill them for you. But you're going to come to another courtyard, and that will signal the end of the chapter. So thank you guys for watching. As always, like and subscribe if you get the chance. I hope you're enjoying this walkthrough so far, and I'll see you in the next chapter.
Agua. Here, Samuel, drink.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm better than good, actually.
You're dehydrated. Go on, drink.
Thank you.
So, what's next for Samuel Drake, huh?
Jesus, what is next? I'm gonna take a bath. I'm gonna sleep on a real bed. Maybe find a nice warm body to sleep next to me. Track my brother down. Seems like a pretty good start.
It is. So, how long do you think it will take for you to retrieve Avery's treasure?
I don't know. I mean, I get back to the States, I can resume my search.
How long?
It's kind of hard to say until I get started.
You said you know where it is.
Yeah, I do, okay? But listen, it's not like Avery left some map with a big red X on it, okay? But I've got some very solid leads. Oh, okay. Just wait a minute. Hey, take it easy.
I like you, Samuel. More importantly, I believed you. That is why you were here.
I can get it, okay? I just need some time.
Dame un cuchillo. You see, the problem is, I'm having all these doubts into my mind.
Hector, listen to me. I will find it. I swear.
How long?
6 months.
People are lazy. They always ask for more time than they actually need. 3 months.
3 months is a...
3 months. Half the treasure. Can you do it? Say it.
3 months, half the treasure.
Now, if you run, or try to hide the treasure, or do something really stupid like go to the authorities, I'll know. And when you least expect it, I will be there. At that point, death is not a mercy I will grant you. Here. Come on. Now, the nearest town is 10 kilometers in that direction towards the sunrise. It's been a while since we've seen the sunrise outside, huh? Vamos.
When I find it... Then what?
Don't worry. When the time comes, I'll be there to collect. Buena suerte, Samuel.
So, Alcazar lets me go, and... here we are.
This is bad.
We just pick up the trail where we left off, and...
Wait, trail? Sam, there's no trail. After Rafe and I escaped, he took his parents' fortune and bought up all the land around St. Dismas Cathedral. We combed that place for weeks. Avery's treasure isn't there. Not that that stopped Rafe. The moron's been digging for years, still hasn't turned up squat.
Not really surprised.
What does that mean?
I just, you know, happened to do a little digging of my own. And, I bet you Rafe doesn't have this. It's really amazing what you can find on the internet these days.
It's just the St. Dismas cross.
Oh, is it? Because the one we found was broken and hollow, remember?
Holy crap, it's still intact. Avery made more than one cross.
So whatever's missing from the one in Panama...
is probably still inside this one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right. Well, where is this?
Oh, this exquisite piece is going up for auction in 3 days at the Rossi estate.
The Rossi estate?
Well, you know it.
Yeah. And how do you plan on securing an invite to an exclusive, heavily guarded black market auction?
Well, you don't necessarily need an invitation, per se.
Huh? Yeah. And where are you gonna get the money to outbid all the high rollers? I could take a second mortgage out on my house, and it still wouldn't be enough to... Yeah, you're gonna try and steal it, huh?
No. We are.
Oh, no. No, man, listen, I can't. I'm out.
What?
No, I just don't do that kind of thing anymore. Besides, there are plenty of other guys that are much more equipped to handle this kind of thing.
Like who?
I don't know, like, anybody, Charlie Cutter.
No.
No, he's my
No,
go-to
no,
guy for
no,
this sort of thing.
absolutely not. I don't trust Charlie or anybody else that you've got on that phone with my life, okay? I need you on this one.
Sam, there's got to be another way.
Not with the time I got left. Certainly not with Alcazar.
Hey, hon, it's me. Yeah, listen, you're not gonna believe this. Jameson just walked in here with the permits. Yeah. I know, but, it's like I'm gonna take that Malaysia job after all.